What's up everybody? I'm leaving for Europe in 25 days and this is how much money I plan to spend. Right now I'm an 18-year-old college student who goes to school, works, and I don't have many responsibilities. I don't have many bills to pay for except for the gas for my car, maybe repair once or twice, and the occasional night out with my friends when we go to eat some food. But it's safe to say that I don't spend a lot of money right now. And I plan not to do the same while I'm in Europe. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 major ways I plan to save the most money while I'm in Europe. And I'll talk about it all in depth in this video. Just watch till the end to get an extra bonus tip on how I'm going to spend the least amount of money. Okay, without further ado, let's get into them. Number 1 is probably the biggest question of all, housing. Where am I going to sleep? How am I going to sleep? And most importantly, how am I going to do it comfortably and safely on a tight budget? Ideally, I'm planning to rely on the kindness of strangers in the majority of my trip to help me as a tourist visiting their nation. Now I know this is very ideal and it's very kind of selfish, I would think so, because I know I would be very hesitant to let a stranger into my house. But I'm planning to utilize both the website Couchsurfing and another website called worldstrides.com. Both of these are websites that offer accommodation for travelers and natives alike who are willing to either help the host clean the house in the morning, help the host cook maybe, or help the host maybe run a hostel if the Couchsurf or the World Strides is hosted at a hostel. These two are very solid and reputable websites. I know multiple people have done this. I've spoken to a couple of them, and a lot of the videos that I've watched researching for this trip, they say this is a very reliable sort of way to sleep and get accommodations. Another way I'm planning to stay safe at night and get some sleep, if worse comes to worse, is buying a tent and finding a random park and just kind of setting up there. I'm obviously going to do the correct research on whether it's going to be legal or not, but like I said, this is if worse comes to worse. I'm honestly fine sleeping in a tent. I've done it before, so yeah, that's another way. The final way, probably the most traditional way and maybe the most fun way depending on the people I meet, is staying at hostels, formerly known as international youth hostels. I know this is a great way to meet people, which is one of my main goals on this trip. And I know they're very cheap in Europe. The cheapest hostel ranges from $18. I found this one on hostelworld.com the other day. And yeah, I know they're very safe. They're extremely similar to hotels, but with people like you. You get to share your journeys while you're going to sleep. You can wake up to breakfast made by the host, possibly. There's always something to do. The people are always sharing different opportunities in the city you're staying in, or the people you share your room with are always down to go do something. So it's a great way, I think, to never be alone. And this is a way that I know it's very nice and like probably the easiest, but it costs money, which is kind of what we're trying to avoid here. The next question on the list is transportation. What forms of transportation am I going to use? How am I going to get there as safe as possible? And how am I going to do it as cheap as possible? Because remember, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to spend as little money as we can in Europe. So, the number 1 way I'm planning to get from city to city or place to place is hitchhiking. Sticking your thumb out like this. I know it's very risky per se, because you're trusting these random people to let you in their car and take you, hopefully, where you want to go. But it's only risky, I think, because we have seen all the negativity of it. I know people get mugged, I know people get kidnapped, and much worse. But an adventure, you're willing to do everything the adventure holds, and that applies to me. And hitchhiking has its pros. People don't only live in the big cities of these countries. People don't only live in Amsterdam. People don't only live in Munich or Berlin. And like I said in my last video, I want to go to places that are small and not known as much. And that's where these people live. Like, you might get in a car with somebody and they might be going to the town right next to Amsterdam or right next to Munich. And that's what I'm so excited for, because they're gonna be my ticket to this unknown destination. They're gonna take me where I want to go without even me knowing it. Besides hitchhiking, I also have some trains booked. I have one train booked from Paris to Amsterdam. That's gonna be my first trip after I leave Paris. But trains are also expensive. Trains can range from 30 bucks to 300 bucks. And I know that flights can be the same way. But trains do have their pros. First of all, they're on a scheduled departure and arrival time. So you know when you're leaving and when you're getting there. You know where you're going, you know where you're leaving from and where you're going to arrive. You have a safe place to put your stuff. Usually they have little lockers you can put your bags in. And they usually have food on there. I don't know if you have to have like a first class ticket or a second class ticket, but I know if you purchase a ticket, there's a good chance of you getting food along with that ticket. So it's kind of bundling your money into one smart thing or like option. And remember, that's the goal, spend little money. Speaking of food, we're moving on to our final thing, which is food. You have to obviously eat the food in Europe. So how am I gonna get these gourmet experiences and experience the rich other half of Europe, which is the food? Simply, like the first thing, housing, I'm also gonna rely on the kindness of other people. I'm gonna be kind of like selfless. I'm gonna go up to these random stores and ask them if they have any food left available. Another way I'm gonna get food is buying it. You have to spend money on food a couple times, but not on huge meals or anything. What I'm talking about is going to maybe just a supermarché or supermarché, as they call it there in French at least, and just picking up essentials. I'm talking nuts, cheese, bread, water. I do have a water bottle and I will bring this water bottle with me. Stay tuned for an entire video of what I'm packing. But I'm not planning to spend that much money on food. That's what's gonna be eating away at my wallet every day, because you have to eat every day. But like I'm saying, I'm going to be selfless. I'm going to be out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be asking people for food. Okay, now it's time for the bonus tip. Thank you guys if you're here all the way to the end. I know these videos, I don't know what they are. But anyways, final bonus thing is experiences. How am I gonna have fun in Europe without spending money? And I think this is probably the easiest thing to do, ideally, or in my fantasy, I think it's the easiest thing to do. I know you can do all these special things like these river tours in Europe, or guided tours of the Colosseum in Rome, or I don't know, like zip lining in Peru or something. That's not even in fucking Europe, I don't know what I'm saying. But I'm not excited to do any of that. I'm excited to be in the culture. I'm excited to be doing random things that I never thought I'd be doing. I want to look off a cliffside and see like goats roaming. I don't even know yet. That's what I'm so excited for. I know even just being in a different country is gonna be the fun part. The fun parts are gonna be everything I listed before. It's gonna be hitchhiking. It's gonna be finding a place to sleep. It's gonna be getting food for the day. And I mean, people are free. Like, I can just go meet some people. Like, it's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for watching this video. There's gonna be more in the future. Like I said, right now, all these videos are preparing for Europe, but in 25 days, I'm gonna be right there. And I hope you guys are there with me. Goodbye.